Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Daisy. Okay.
I think we're just waiting for Kate.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Daisy. Oh,
I-
wait, hi.
I don't know what's going on.
It might be the YouTube part of it.
It might be that it keeps on saying I'm saying hi, but let me just double check with Paul that everything's okay, okay?
Okay. Well, hopefully everybody's day was going well today.
Hey, Daisy. Daisy, it's Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
Hey, yeah, sorry, I just got kicked off, so I'm back on again. If you're hearing yourself, it's because YouTube speaker is on. Can you, if you go to the YouTube
Okay.
and mute it on the very bottom where you can press pause and stuff. Can you see that?
Give me 1 second.
Or just close the browser.
Can I just close it?
Yeah, just close it
Okay.
because it's working. I'm watching it right now and I can hear you guys.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for that.
Okay, I'll keep monitoring.
Okay.
Thank you, Paul.
Do you want to go ahead and start it off, Brett, or do you want me to?
Go ahead. It's all you.
Okay. All right. Well, everyone, welcome to your first youth committee meeting. Let me turn on my camera. My name is Daisy, for those that I probably haven't met in person. And then we have Brett, our city manager here. So welcome, everyone. Do you want to say anything, Brett? Or do you want to get
No, go ahead. Why don't you do
Okay.
verification of agenda posting and then do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay. So the verification of agenda posting, the agenda was posted on Monday, the 15th at 3:48. I'm sorry about that. And then does someone want to lead in the Pledge of Allegiance?
You can probably assign anybody.
I can lead it.
Okay, Heidi.
Good.
Coolio. Okay, cool. Should we stand or should we
Yep,
just
you probably should.
Okay, cool. Well,
Look
everybody.
at a flag wherever you think it might be.
I'll just put my camera up a little bit. Cool.
There's a flag on my camera if you want to look at that.
Okay, cool. So everybody look at whose camera?
Brett, the city manager. That's right.
Okay, the city manager's camera. Ready, salute. I pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance
to
to
the
the
flag
flag
of the United
United
States of
States of
America and to the
to the
republic
republic
for which it
which
stands,
stands,
one nation,
nation,
under God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I just got my laptop now kicked me out. Let me try this one more time. Brett, do you want to do a roll call meanwhile?
Yeah, I could do that for you.
Thank you.
So, okay, Heidi and ready?
Here.
Edna Dialba,
I'm here, and it's Eden.
Eden, sorry.
It's okay.
I'm terrible with names.
It's
Oh,
okay.
My wife was a school teacher, and I said, I don't know how you do names every day. Alexander Johnson,
Here.
Robinson Johnson,
Here.
Kate Wilbur,
Present.
and Shane Wilbur.
Here.
And then Daisy Show, and then Daisy
Here.
Caceres, and then myself, Brett Miller, I'm here.
Okay, thank you, Brett.
Sure.
So we'll move on to communications from the public on items that are not on the agenda. I don't think we have any members from the public today that, so we
And
could
there's-
probably move on to new business. So we want to start off by our first item, which is welcoming the new committee members. So it's a pleasure for us to be able to start the youth committee again. I know there's probably a couple of you that maybe were already previously on the committee. So thank you for reapplying, and also thank you for the new members that are joining us. Just a little bit background on the committee. Previously, some work that had been done. The youth assisted in different volunteering phases, such as like when there was events like Kids at the Park. They also helped in an ad hoc committee when we were pushing for an ordinance for flavored tobacco. So they just assist a lot between council and the youth and let them know what are the needs that our community needs for, youth. So we hope that later on we'll go further and talk about what you guys would like to see or what your goals are. So we'll have a little bit more discussion on that and see what you guys expect to probably get out of this committee as well. Did you want to add anything, Brett?
Nope, that was very good, Daisy.
Okay. So a little bit about how the committee works, and it's going to be part of our second item, is the selection of officers. In the committee, we have a chair who would run the meeting just by basically kind of what I'm doing right now, mentioning what items we have. And there would also be a vice chair in case that that chair couldn't make it, then vice chair would go ahead and step in. There would need to be a motion so that they can select a chair, and then you guys would go ahead and vote to see, like, I nominate so-and-so to become chair, and then someone has to second the motion. And then you say, I second the motion. And then if everyone's in favor, then you just say aye. And then since we're a group of 5, right?
6 currently, but it's 6 right now, but I think it's going to drop down to 5, right?
Okay.
I think somebody is terming out or aged out here soon.
Yeah. Okay. So we would at least have to have 3 votes for every 3 people to say yes. So it would go ahead and pass. And then the same thing with the vice chair. There would have to be a motion where someone nominates someone for vice chair, and then someone has to second it, and then say aye. Yeah, Kate.
So does that mean quorum is 3 people?
Well, actually, is it the bylaws? Is it a group of 7 or a group of 5?
The
A group
bylaws
of
have it
5.
7 people, I believe, but I don't know if they have to be rewritten.
Right, I think it was 7, and then the bylaw, the council just approved, correct?
On Monday.
Yeah, so, yeah, it would be actually 4. If you have a group of 6, it's actually gonna be 4. 'Cause you
Okay.
have to have a majority.
Okay.
So that's what I would go is with 4 right now.
Okay.
Oh.
That sounds good. So I don't know if you guys want to go ahead and move forward with this item on the selection of officers. If anyone for who wants to be any nominations for chair.
Is there anybody that was like already on the committee?
Yes. There's Alexander and Kate. Our previous chair, her term ended, and she was over the age limit, so that's why we need to start over with a new.
Daisy, do you know who the vice chair was on the last one?
I believe it was Kate, but since it was also her term was up, but then we didn't technically meet.
Right. Okay, then usually, like if you don't, to make it easier, sometimes, a lot of times the vice chair, then like in the next year becomes the chair, and then that's usually always the easier way, unless it becomes political and you don't want that person in the future. But that sometimes that makes it easier for everybody because everybody just kind of feels weird about nominating anybody or hurting feelings. So that's usually the easier one. I mean, that'll be easier for the chair. You'll still have to figure out who you're going to have as vice chair.
I mean,
I'll nominate Kate to be.
And I'll
Yeah.
second that nomination.
Okay.
I'll
well, I
third
was
that.
just gonna say because I'm terming out anyways. I think
Oh.
at the end of this year, so that'll open a great spot for vice chair or whoever else
Yeah.
wants to come next. I can just take care of it for now.
Perfect. Then that would be perfect. Then your, like say, your vice chair would take over, and then you would have to do another vice chair at that time. So Daisy, what you would do when you are virtual like this, you would do a roll call vote.
Okay.
That way everybody can hear it. It's not like where you're in person, people can see your vote.
Yeah. Okay. So, Robinson, you made the motion? And then Heidi, you second, right? Okay. So we'll go ahead and do the roll call vote. Heidi,
Yes.
is it Eden?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also yes.
Okay. Alexander,
Yep.
Robinson, said yes.
Yes.
And then Kate
Yep.
and Shane.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So,
Right.
motion carried. And then is there a nomination for vice chair?
I don't
I
know.
can be the nominate anyone who's interested. Oh, I'm saying if nobody wants to nominate themselves, I'll nominate whoever.
Yeah, I was just about to say, are we allowed to nominate ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
I was gonna ask the same thing.
yeah, I would like to nominate myself. I don't know if we have to do like a little bit of a speech or do we have to do like a little bit of a speech or is it just
You could if you want to.
okay, cool. Well, my name is Heidi Andrade. I am the student congress president-elect at my school at San Benito High School. I'm also the student board member right now. I've been involved in leadership since 7th grade. It's like what I love to do. One day I want to be a politician. I feel like my focus areas are like the environment, feminism. What's another one? Maybe like racial equity is another good one. Mental health is another good one. Those are just basically like my focus areas. But yeah.
So, usually most organizations, once there's a motion on the floor, you would either ask for a second or not. What you can have is two motions, usually only up to 2 motions, but it is best to either close out one, or like say, if somebody else makes another motion, like they want us to make a motion for themselves, then you can play that out, but you would take them in order. So, like I say, Heidi made a motion, so I don't know if there's somebody that wants to second her motion or somebody wants to make another motion, but then you would have to make, like say, a vote on Heidi's. And to a point, if so Daisy, you should ask, is there a second motion? Like say, is there a second to Heidi's motion?
I'll second that.
Go second? Okay.
So there's a
we'll do-
first and a second, and then you would,
Mhm. Now we'll do the
Yeah.
roll call
Correct.
vote. Heidi,
Abstain.
okay. Eden,
Yeah. Yes.
Alexander,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Kate,
Yep.
okay, and Shane.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Well, congratulations. Now we have Kate Wilbur as our chair, and our vice chair is Heidi Andrade. Okay.
perfect.
All right. So we can move on to our goals and expectations. And when I sent you guys out the agenda, I had attached a form if you for you guys to write down of any goals or that you guys had or any plans that you'd like for moving forward. Right now, if you guys want to have a little bit of discussion on it, and you guys can, since you guys barely got it, we could keep it, fill it out, and then probably for the next meeting, we can go over a little bit further on what items you would like to see on the agenda. And what projects maybe you'd like to move forward with. Okay. Is there?
Just so you know, Daisy, Kate should be running the meeting from now on.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Okay.
But I mean, you could talk, I mean, Kate would ask you to go ahead and discuss number 3, but you're fine.
Yeah. Okay. Kate, do you want to take over then?
Doesn't matter. I was just gonna say a couple of the things that we were working on kind of pre-COVID, and I don't know if we want to take them up again or pursue like new things. We were working on, I think, both a Sister Cities project and also like getting involved with learning about the general plan. I don't know if that's still, I know the planning is ongoing, but I'm not sure if like there's still a youth component to that at all because of COVID. And so, yeah, and that's what we were working on. And I think we had like a plastic bag ordinance thing that was on there for a little while. I'm not sure if we shelved that or kept going, but I know the Sister Cities, that's something that I was working on, and I'm not sure if we still want to do that, but that's partially in progress, and that's one of the things that we worked on. So that we can take on other projects if you have any other ideas, or if you see stuff from other cities or counties that we can maybe look at adopting. And then, yeah, and then also I know the Arts Council is talking about different projects, and there's like a new Arts and Culture Committee. I think there's supposed to be a youth representative for that, or is that?
Staff will look into that for you.
Okay, awesome.
Kate, can you explain what you mean by what it was the sister city?
Yeah, so Hollister used to have a sister city in Japan, and it's essentially kind of a partnership between two different cities. And so you have like exchanges where you send people back and forth, you gift things to each other, and it's more of like a cultural exchange. And so we were working on reinstating that because I think our old sister city actually is no longer a city. And so that kind of ended. And so we were looking at reinstating a new one.
Daisy, we were having a hard time getting responses back, weren't we?
Yeah, we filled out the application, and when it came back to the payment time, it was around probably February, March, kind of when COVID hit. So we never heard back about our application or anything. But we can go ahead and follow up if that's what you'd like staff to do,
Right.
to see what the status is.
Yes. Well, I will let Kate make that decision if she would like staff to do that.
Is that something you think that we could put to a vote or get a couple members on if that's something we want to continue working with? Because I don't know if it's still like a reality with COVID and everything.
Because it wasn't really agendized, but you can agendize for a future meeting, and you say as part of one of your goals, that's what you can look for a consensus to say that is one of our goals, is to continue the sister city.
Okay.
And we had a ad hoc committee for that as well, correct?
Yeah, that was me and Jovita, but
Yeah. So
I'm trying
if
to think of what else we
that's the
had.
case, we could probably bring that as well, if that's what you desire
Okay,
for,
next meeting.
to create an ad hoc committee for that.
Mhm.
Cool. And when was it? So when I applied for this committee, I was like started to make a list of like everything that I wanted to do in the committee. And I made a list on my phone. And I don't know if these are realistic. I'm just gonna put them out there and we can like discuss. So I was thinking that we could work on a plastic straw ban. Like obviously, like I know that some people with like disabilities that like need plastic straws at restaurants. So like maybe we could just like only if they ask for straws at restaurants, and we could give them out. I was also thinking of like maybe because like in Hollister's, it's a small town, and right now youth, they only hang out like at Target. That's like their hangout place. But I was thinking that maybe like I know that Kmart isn't like there anymore, so maybe we could like build like an arcade. I don't know if that's too expensive, but I thought that like we could do like a bowling alley or just like a place for like us to hang out. And I was also thinking of like creating an Instagram for our youth commission. I know that other youth committees like in California, they also have like Instagrams. And yeah, I think that was all. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. The Instagram, yeah, that's you can definitely do that. Or and then for the Kmart building, that's private property, so we don't really have control over it. I will tell you that there is rumors that Kmart, or the owners of Kmart brand, renewed their lease for 5 years. So it's very frustrating for us because it's potentially meaning they could sit empty for another 4 to 5 years. So hopefully somebody, an investor that would do something like that, make it in to something like that, provides some kind of activities. Yeah, those are tough.
On your
I
guys'
forget your first item you said. Oh, yeah, I mean, if you want to make it a goal that you want to do, the youth committee wants to do straws, so you can make that a goal and a request, like I said, get a consensus from the group to bring it on for a future agenda to discuss.
Would I have to make a motion to do that?
I would just say, Kate, you can ask as a consensus, do we have, probably should do it on the continuing the sister city, and a consensus to bring which make it simple, the banning of plastic straws.
Yeah, do we have a consensus for continuing both the sister cities and plastic straw projects?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if everybody has their camera on, you can probably just raise your hand or something like that, or nod your head, and then we just need to look at foreheads bobbing up and down and wave. Okay, we will have that on a future agenda.
I just wanted to ask, like Brett and Daisy, is there anything on your guys' end that you think would be available to us through Zoom or whatever, or like anything the city's doing that?
Yeah, what I'll speak for Daisy. You brought up the general plan. I think this will be, I mean, it pretty much gets only done every 15 to 20 years, and we're right in the middle of it. So we'll get you some dates to all of you, and you can zoom in for a lot of the different meetings, but you should definitely see how that process is working. And so you understand how a city changes or how you get input. And I'll have Daisy talk to our consultant to see what we can do to get the youth committee, at least maybe a moment with them or a part of their sessions to call in and get any suggestions. Because yeah, that would be, like say, Um, You know, they should look at what is the youth feeling that is missing in this town? And, or, like I say, just being part of that process would be a good thing to understand and see the process. And then for another topic, I have one of our council members is asked if we can work on making Hollister a dog-friendly city or semi-pet friendly. So if that would be something that the youth committee was interested in assisting at all, that would be a good project too. That's kind of,
Regarding
go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that like I don't have any pets, so I wouldn't be the best person to ask about like making Hollister dog friendly. So just putting that out there.
I know that council member, and he was interested in like learning more about like the youth committee and stuff. Do you think it would be possible to invite him maybe to a meeting to discuss something like that?
Well, I was going to ask Daisy, I see on item 4 that the mayor, was he going to join us or not?
He had a meeting at the same time as ours, so he was gonna try to come over to our meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, but if not, he would be joining us if he couldn't make it for this meeting for the following. But we do have plans for having guests at our meetings.
Yeah, you should be introduced to each council member, and that would be good.
Also, this is more of a question for Daisy because of the whole, because I'm technically the representative from this committee. Am I supposed to still do updates on park?
Yeah.
Okay,
So we'll go ahead and we'll put that on the agenda as like a recurring item, so you can report out. And later on, as we have more ad hoc committees,
exactly.
you guys can give an update of or whatever meetings you guys attended to the committee and any updates you may have. So we'll go ahead and put that on as well for the next meeting.
Does anybody else have any ideas or things that they've seen in just locally that they could speak to? Alex, Robinson, Eden?
Yeah, in San Juan, they had like a styrofoam or like a ban and started using compostable like things for takeout, like for restaurants. Maybe that's something we could do as well.
So, okay, I would ask if you have a consensus for that to be brought forward.
Do we have a consensus for that?
Wait, just to clarify, what was it again? It was styrofoam.
Alternatives.
Yeah, like instead of for
Like
takeaway
styrofoam
food.
alternatives, like takeout boxes and stuff like that from restaurants.
Okay. So do we have a consensus? I see 1 head, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got enough. Okay. Kate, you want to ask if there's any other ideas?
Yeah, sure. One thing though, before, I don't know if you guys are involved at all with recreation, but they're having an event, I believe, next weekend for Easter, like pictures with the Easter Bunny. I don't know how closely or we've worked really with rec before. I know like we've seen them at a lot of like events like Kids at the Park and stuff, but at least for me, because I work for them also, I try to keep up on the events and everything. So if you guys are interested or have siblings or anything, definitely start checking out rec events because they're trying to do a lot through COVID and everything.
And then real quick with the ad hoc committees that you are proposing to be on the next agenda, it would probably make things a little bit easier for everybody if anybody that's interested in being on the ad hoc committee, probably email Daisy, and then Daisy can talk to Kate to kind of maybe see as the chair who she recommends to bring forward as the ad hoc committee, and then the committee would vote on the approval of who's on the different committees.
Is combining both this plastic straws and the styrofoam something that you guys would be interested in, like in a, what is it, a combined bill? I know last time we were looking at plastic bags and I believe like forks or something, or like utensils. So is that something you would want to combine or keep them separate?
I would say combined because it falls under what, sustainability.
Mm-hmm. Any more suggestions or ideas?
Oh, I have a question. Is the youth committee, like, do we have like a spot on the website, on the Hollister website?
No,
Is that wait, what was that?
no, I was gonna say, no, you don't, but I was of course laughing because Paul's probably monitoring this. He's our IT person, but I'm sure we can get you a spot on our website.
Cool. Cool. Thank you.
That can happen.
Thank you, Paul. No,
Do we need to delegate somebody for social media? I know we did last time.
yeah, we'll put that on the next
Okay.
next agenda.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, Dave, I would want to say, or Kate, what I would recommend is that you kind of, to the point everybody's getting to know each other, but what we could do is put these things on and then maybe have goals and expectations on the next agenda, just so if anybody has thought of any additional, it's on the agenda so that you can add to it.
Awesome. Yeah.
And
Do I need a motion to move it to the next one?
you just can have a consensus on agenda items.
We have a consensus on the agenda items for next meeting.
Do you want me to repeat them just to make sure we have all the items you'd like?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So we want to bring back the sister city. We'll add the social media. Were you guys interested in looking into helping out with the pet friendly downtown? Yeah, okay. And then also the plastic straws and the styrofoam ban? Okay.
And then
General
having having goals of and expectations continued.
Mhm.
Or
And just a question, I know last time we were limited to 2 members on each subcommittee because we had like 7 people. What's the limit because we have 6? Is it still 2?
it should still be 2. You usually ad hoc committee is 2, so that you don't want too many voices, because then it gets it's not very productive, where 2 of you can kind of put down your expectations. Now it could change once it goes back to the committee, but it's a lot easier just having 2, because you're trying to organize meetings. It's supposed to be fairly quick. By having 2, it's easy to get the schedules together, hammer out the details, find out the research, and then say, this is what we're recommending. So Kate, if there are no more goals and expectations as of tonight, then you probably would move on to number 4.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Should I still move to that? I don't think Mr. Ignacio is here.
Yeah. Then actually staff would ask for a continuation to the next date certain of our next meeting, which would be Thursday, April 15th.
Yep. Can I get a consensus?
Okay.
And then motion to end?
Right now you want to do old businesses.
Sorry. Let me pull it.
So I think, and to a point, I think Daisy said at the beginning, introducing everybody, kind of went through the old update of the previous businesses that had been conducted, like I said, the sister cities and things like that. So staff, has nothing additional to report.
All right, thank you.
So you would say with no department reports or youth, or you can ask if there's any youth committee additional, does any committee member have anything that they want to report?
Yeah. Is there anything additional anybody would like to add? There is no old business, and we went through all of our new business. So,
Yeah, I don't believe there's anything we need to add. At least I can't think of anything.
all right.
And I would say it'll get smoother as you get going. Hopefully for right now, we'll be on Zoom. Hopefully in the near future, we can, City Hall will be open back up and then you can be at the dais, and that makes it easier when you kind of interact with each other. But we'll get there and it gets smoother. I mean, it's kind of, my suggestion is to watch some of the council meetings on YouTube, or you can go through our website. Try to maybe pick some of the more recent ones. That way when last year, the council sometimes argue with each other. So those are not the best behaved ones, but you can watch from other cities too. So, but it kind of gets you that rhythm of, like I say, making the motion, second, going through the votes. But
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I have one comment. Well, actually a question. I don't know if it's for Daisy or for Brett. I know that at the city council meeting, they approved the youth committee to be 5 members, I think. So we're not allowed to like ask any of our friends to like, oh, like you want to join the youth committee, or is it just
as of right now, correct.
Yeah, but just
You
keep in
can
mind. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, that Alex and I are both seniors, and I believe that we're both either graduating or aging out within this year. So there should be spots that will be open.
Correct. Yeah, you should probably talk it up and say, when, hey, be ready to be interested, in the near future. So, because I believe before COVID, we dropped down to the bare minimum. We barely had a quorum on some nights. So yeah, which is frustrating when others are ready to go and then we can't find anybody to show up. So but we'll get there. Okay.
Can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
so moved?
Second?
I second.
Awesome. This meeting is adjourned at 6:38 p.m.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone.
That was fast.
They go pretty fast, unless we have like a really big topic for everybody to discuss.
Or could I just out of curiosity, do you think we could all introduce ourselves and grade in school or that sort of thing?